Then I'm going to stretch out my legs, but not completely. I'll leave my knees gently bent so that my lower back is still safe. And then I'm going to roll up vertebrae by vertebrae. So I'll do this with you in just a moment. First, I'm going to show you the 12 asanas or postures of Surya Namaskar. So we're going to begin with our feet as comfortably close as possible. If it's uncomfortable for your knees, then maybe just separate your feet to about maximum hip width apart. So this position is called Tadasana, or tree pose. And we want to feel the weight evenly distributed between both of our feet. Want to make sure that we're not sticking our glutes out too far. So we want to bring our pelvis forward and bringing our shoulders back and down. Now really bringing in tension in our hands, either fingers nice and stretched out, either pointing towards our thighs or even pointing forwards towards the sun. So this is Tadasana tree pose. On the next inhale, we're going to circle our arms round and up and join the thumbs together. And then on the exhale, we're going to bring the thumbs in contact with the sternum. This is known as Pranamasana, or prayer pose. And if I'm just going to turn around so you can see it, you want to make sure that your wrists are in line with your elbows. So all of the intention and straight posture of Tadasana also applies here in Pranamasana. So from here, we're going to come into our first back bend. We're going to really gently just bend our knees a little bit and reach up to the sky, bringing our arms in line with our ears and bringing our shoulders down. This is known as Hasta Uttanasana, or raised arms pose. Make sure that you're not sticking your belly out forward, but you're really lifting your chest up to the sky. On the exhale, we're going to circle our arms round and down, coming into a forward fold called Padahastasana. Pada is your feet and Hasta is your hands, so it's hands to foot pose. Now, maybe it's not possible for you to touch the ground, so I would rather that you really bend from the hips and keep your chest nice and open rather than rounding your back out and pulling your hands down to the ground. So you want to try and feel the stretch in your hamstrings. If you are capable of touching the ground, then you want to keep your hands in line with your toes and make sure that you relax your head. So this is Padahastasana, hands to foot pose. On your next inhale, you're going to reach your right leg back. You're going to bring that right knee down. This was the sensitive knee part that I was talking about. So this is actually another back bend. This is called Ashwasanchalanasana, or equestrian pose. So here we want to come up onto our fingertips. Alternately, if you need, you can also use the blocks under your hands to come up a little bit higher, okay? So there's no shame in using props if you need to. Now you want to make sure that your knee isn't overpassing your toes, as this would cause your heel to come up and it might be painful on the ankle. So we want to avoid injury. We can have the knee over the toes or in line with our ankle. So really open up your chest here. From here, we're going to place our hands on the mat and lift up our right leg, slide our left leg back into Santolanasana, and we're just going to hold our breath for a little baby minute. And then we're going to come down into Ashtanga Namaskar, which is the 8-point salutation. So if we count the 8 points right now, my feet count as 2 points of contact and my hands are another 2, so we have 4. I'm going to bring my knees down, and so now I have 6 points of contact. And then here we're going to do something funny. It's like you want to bring your tailbone up to the sky, and we're going to bring our chest and ideally our forehead or your chin, but we want to try and favor the forehead down on the ground. So chest and forehead would make it 8 points. So this is our 8-point salutation. From here, you're going to let everything melt down onto the mat, and you're going to keep your hands positioned underneath your shoulders, really nice wide fingers. Keep your elbows tucked in, and on the next inhale, you're going to lift up just until the belly button is off of the mat in Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. From here, try and keep your legs straight and come back into Parvatasana, mountain pose. Now this is all about the back. So you might need to take a little step inwards, but if you notice that you're rounding your upper back out, you want to bend your knees and push your chest towards your knees. So you want to make sure that you have a nice straight back in Parvatasana, mountain pose. And from here, we're going to repeat one of the positions. We're going to bring our right leg forward. Sometimes it's not that easy to bring it in between our hands, so you can just press your right foot anywhere on the mat. Bring your left knee down, and then you might want to grab your foot and help move it forward. and come back onto your fingertips, and we're coming back into Ashwasanchalanasana, equestrian pose. Then on the exhale, we'll bring the left leg forward to join the right foot and relax our head in Padahastasana, hands to foot pose. On the inhale, we'll swoosh our arms straight and upwards in Hasta Uttanasana, raised arms pose, and then we'll circle our arms round and down again in Tadasana, tree pose. So I'm going to show you one more time, a little bit quicker, and I'm just going to focus on the breathing, okay? So this is when we find our, since we did Ujjayi breathing, we're going to be breathing in Ujjayi here. So this is when you breathe in Ujjayi or your natural breath if you're more comfortable with that. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. I'm going to do the left leg now. Inhale, hold your breath, and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Left leg is coming forward. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Okay, so now it's your turn. So we're going to do this together. Let's stretch our legs out and then bend whichever leg is most comfortable for you right now. And then you're going to make two fists. Push your fists into the floor and lift your glutes up. Bend your other knee in and shift your weight forwards. And now we're going to roll it up really slowly. Stretch your legs out a little bit and start rolling up. Your head is really heavy, and you're going to come up with your head last. Okay, amazing. We're going to come up to the top of the mat, and I'm going to do the Suria Namaskar Sun Salutation with you. So we're going to start with the right leg. Let's stand tall in Tadasana. Circle your arms round and up, and inhale nice and deeply, and exhale in Pranamasana. Bend your knees, catch a little impulse. Inhale, Hasta Uttanasana. Circle your arms round and down in Padahastasana. Your right leg is going to take a step back. Bring the knee down, open up the chest in Ashwasanchalanasana. Hold your breath and slide the left leg back in Santolanasana. And exhale, bring your knees down, chest or forehead down in Ashtanga Namaskar. Bring the pelvis down, push into the ground. Inhale in Bhujangasana, shoulders away from the ears. Exhale in Parvatasana, mountain pose. Maybe take that baby step in. Your right leg is going to take a big step forward. Bring your left knee down. If you need to reposition your right foot, open up the chest in Ashwasanchalanasana. On the exhale, bring your feet together in Padahastasana. We're going to swoosh our arms straight forwards and up in Hasta Uttanasana and bring our arms down by our sides in Tadasana. Let's keep it going. Circle round and up. Inhale and exhale. Breathe in Ujjayi if you can remember it. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, all the way down. Left leg is going to take a big step back. Inhale, Ashwasanchalanasana. Hold your breath in Santolanasana. And exhale, bring your knees, chest, and chin or forehead. Inhale in Bhujangasana, Cobra pose. Exhale in Parvatasana, mountain pose. Your left leg is going to take a big step forward. Bring your right knee down. Open up the chest. Inhale, Ashwasanchalanasana. Exhale, feet together in Padahastasana. Inhale, swoosh your arms straight and up. And exhale back into Tadasana. Good. Let's bring our right hand on our hearts and our left hand behind our back. And just close your eyes for a moment and feel the rhythm of your breath. Just your natural breath. Okay, so nice and slowly release your arms. We're going to bend our knees and come down. And helping yourself with your hands on the mat, we're going to come into that beautiful position, Shavasana again. Separate your feet into the corners of the mat and let yourself lie down. Beautiful. Try and notice the benefits that Surya Namaskar has had, maybe on your body, maybe on your mind. Nice and slowly coming back into the present moment. And wiggling your fingers and your toes. Let yourself stretch out completely. Maybe you want to bring the knees into the chest. Maybe you want to roll over to the right side of your body. And then nice and slowly coming back into a seated position. And blinking your eyes open. Okay, how are you guys feeling? Was that good? Okay, nice. So now we're going to be doing the asanas, which is the postures. So we're back into the Sanaha portion of our Hatha class. And I have chosen 3 asanas for you today. Okay, we're going to be performing the asanas for 30 seconds, but that doesn't mean you have to hold on for 30 seconds the whole time. The most important thing is that you breathe, and if you need to take a break, remember child's pose and Shavasana. We all love Shavasana. That's always available to you. So the first asana I have chosen for you is Ardha Chakrasana. So the half wheel pose. And this position is very beneficial, especially if you have been at your desk all day, maybe you work in an office and you find that you're typing away. This position is really gonna open up your chest. And it's also, I think it's really good for everything. It's gonna tone your abdominal muscles, your glutes, your legs. It really works everything really nicely. A contraindication is maybe if you've been having back pain or if you have a slip disc, then maybe don't take it so high, and we'll also use the blocks as a variation so that you can also adapt it for yourself. So I'm going to show this position to you now. It will begin in supine. So if we're lying down in supine position, which really just is facing upwards on our backs, so I'm gonna bend my knees in. I'm not gonna bring my heels too close in, otherwise when I lift up, my knees are going to surpass my toes. I'm gonna leave a little bit of distance between my heels and my glutes, but I am gonna bring my feet and my knees in together because we're gonna be doing the one-legged variation. So your hands are by your sides. This is gonna be our starting position. On the inhale, we're gonna lift our hips up to the sky as high as possible, and then we're gonna bring first the right leg up for 30 seconds. Then we're gonna bring the right leg down. We can take a little break in between, bring our hips down. And then again on the inhale, bring our hips up. Really pushing your feet into the mat. You're gonna lift up your left leg. So this is the other side for 30 seconds. On the exhale, we're gonna bring the foot down, and then we're gonna bring the hips down. I just also want to show you the block variation in case this is a little intense for you and you need a bit of an assist. So while you're here, when your hips are up, you could slide one or maybe even two blocks underneath the sacrum, and then you can still raise one leg up for 30 seconds, the other leg up for 30 seconds, and then when you come down, remove the blocks, bring the hips back down, and stretch out your legs back into supine. Okay, in case it's too much, Shavasana is right here for you. Okay, so now it's gonna be your turn and I'm gonna guide you. So please would you stretch out your legs and bring your back gently onto the mat. Help yourself with your elbows. Perfect. So the palms of your hands are downward facing. This is supine pose. Okay, so on your next inhale, please bend your knees and place your feet on the ground. And make sure that your feet and your knees are close together. Okay, so on your next inhale, we're gonna lift the hips all the way up. And if it's comfortable for you to stay there, then we're gonna bring the right leg all the way up to the sky. And make sure that you continuously breathe here. Is it okay, or do you need some blocks? You're okay? You might want to interlock your hands underneath, as this might help bring you onto your shoulders. That's looking really good. Nice. Is this okay for you? Do you need a block? Okay, perfect. Okay, great. So if your fingers are interlocked, release your hands. And on the next exhale, we're gonna bring the right leg down. Let's have a little break. Let's bring our hips down onto the ground. Exhale deeply. And now on your next inhale, let's lift the hips up again, nice and high. And then the left leg is going all the way up. Beautiful. So if it's comfortable for you, you can interlock your hands underneath your back. Yeah, really lifting up. Ooh, loving the pointed toes. I can tell there's a lot of strength in this. Continue to breathe. Let's do 5 more seconds. And if your hands are interlinked, let's release our hands. On the next exhale, bend your knee, and let's bring the hips down. Beautiful. Stretching the legs out. Maybe take a little stretch, stretch, stretch. And whenever you're ready, nice and slowly coming back into a seated position. Maybe you want to bend your elbows and push up through your arms into a seated position. Okay, so the next asana that I have prepared for you is Sadhapasana, which is snake pose. And again, I really like this for my posture. I find that I was having lunch the other day and I was really hunched over my plate, and why am I sitting so hunched? So I really like Sadhapasana because it really opens up the pectoral muscles and it really helps keep the spinal column straight. So especially if you've been having maybe some shoulder or some back pain, hopefully this will open it up. There are some contraindications, so if you do have lower back pain or slip disc, I wouldn't take it up so high, or maybe I would actually even avoid it, but you should be okay because you did Chakrasana, Ardha Chakrasana beautifully. So I'm going to demonstrate Sadhapasana for you. I put belts next to your mats because we'll also be using a belt if we need it. So I'm going to transition now into prone position. So I'm going to bend one knee and make 2 fists, similar to how we were going to stand up, bending the other knee and bringing my weight forward. But this time I'm going to slide back into Santolanasana plank pose or balancing pose, and then bring my knees, chest, and forehead down to the ground. Okay, so prone pose is when we are completely on our bellies and our arms are stretched out by our sides. We will be doing Sadhapasana snake pose, so interlocking your hands behind your back. If this is uncomfortable, sometimes it's hard to reach, or sometimes our shoulders are feeling a bit tight, and that's okay too. So if this is happening, we're just going to use our strap, holding our strap about shoulder width apart, okay? So here, we want to really pull in our abdominal muscles to protect our lower spine. And then on the inhale, you're going to lift up the chest and pull your hands towards your feet. Make sure that you're not looking upwards or your cervical spine, your neck is really gonna over-arch in this position, so you want to make the back of your neck nice and long. On the exhale, we're gonna return down, and then we're gonna actually take a little break in child's pose. So we're gonna bring our hands underneath our shoulders and push back and sit on our heels in Balasana, which was one of the resting positions that I explained at the beginning of the class. Okay, so I will transition with you into prone pose. So stretching out your legs, we're gonna bend one knee, push your fists into the ground, bend the other knee, bring your weight forward, and then stretch your legs out behind you, bend your knees to the ground, and bring your chest and forehead down. Okay, so here you're gonna stretch your arms out by your sides. So we're going to start by, let's just bring our chin onto the mat first, and try and see if you can interlock your fingers behind your back. If that's uncomfortable for you, let me know and I'll come by and bring a strap. Okay, so let's use the Ujjayi breathing that we were doing in the pranayam. So try and breathe and make that ocean breath sound. And then on your next inhale, we're going to lift our chest up and pull our hands towards our feet. Wow, these are beautiful snake positions. Really focus on your breath. Remember, if it's too much, you can always release. We're gonna do 5 more seconds. And on your next exhale, bring the chest down, place the hands underneath your shoulders, and we're gonna push back into Balasana, child's pose. Just relax your arms and head here. And just notice your breath. Okay, and then nice and slowly, vertebrae by vertebrae, we're going to roll up and come into any seated position that you're comfortable in just for this last posture. How are we doing? All good? Amazing. I'm so glad. Okay, so the last asana that I have prepared for you is Trikonasana, also known as triangle pose. And so it's a really great stretch for your hamstrings and for your hip flexor. However, that's also the contraindication. If your knees are hurting or if you have sciatica, you might want to avoid overstretching in this as it might be painful. But generally, it's one of my favorite asanas. So I'm going to stand in our traditional Hatha way, and I will demonstrate this for you. So I actually like to start this on the side of the mat. So we're gonna come to stand at the top of our mat, and we're gonna make a big step on our inhale and bring our arms out in line with our shoulders. Then we're gonna do the right side first. So you're gonna bring your right foot to face the bottom of your mat, okay? Now, on the inhale, you wanna slide over your right leg, and on the exhale, you're gonna come down. You don't wanna go all the way to the floor if this is gonna bring your hips out of placement. So this is where a block is actually very comfortable. You can either place your hand or your fist on the block, or maybe even on your shin, okay? But the objective is to really stack the hips. Your left arm is up into the air, and you're gonna look at that hand and breathe. And then on the exhale, you're gonna look down. Inhale, I'm just gonna move the block. Inhale, come back up with a torso and bring the right foot forward. Then we'll repeat this on the other side. Yeah, and then when we come up, we'll take a nice big inhale, and exhale, we'll come back. And then it's relaxation time. So I'm gonna guide you to stand this time. Let's swing our legs over to one side and come into Parambik Sthiti. That's your seated position. Beautiful, let's bend one knee and make 2 fists, push into the ground, bring your weight forward, and slowly roll it up. You guys are amazing. Oh, perfect. Okay, so why don't we turn to face the beautiful stone wall that we have in front of us, maybe coming up to the top of our mats. Yeah, beautiful. And then on your next inhale, take a big step with your right leg and bring your arms in line with your shoulders. Let's twist our right foot to face the bottom of your mat. Beautiful. And on your inhale, you're gonna slide over your right leg. On your exhale, you're gonna take it down. So here's a block in case you need it. That looks really good. Make sure that you're breathing nice and steadily. Is that comfortable? That looks really good. Yes. Beautiful. Okay, so on your next inhale, lift your torso up and your arms stay in line with your shoulders. And then let's twist that right foot to face forward. Let's twist the left foot to face the top of the mat. Beautiful. So on your next inhale, slide forward. On the exhale, take it down. Yes. So I'll just, in case you need a block, you have one. You can make a fist. That's really good. Okay, so you can breathe in Ujjayi since we did it before, if you remember it. If not, just your natural breath. Okay, so since you're looking up, take a nice big inhale, and then on your exhale, look downwards. And then on your inhale, raise your torso up. Beautiful. And bring the left foot to face forward. Take another nice big inhale here. And on your exhale, close your legs and arms. Good. Let's have a little shake. Shake our bodies out. How are we feeling? Oh, amazing. Okay. So we're going to stand up at the top of our mats. And we're going to gently bend our knees. We're going to hold on to the mat with our hands and start leaning back. And then we're going to come into Shavasana again. So your feet are separate into the corners of the mat. Palms of the hands are upward facing. Yeah. So just releasing all of the weight of your body down onto the ground through a deep exhale from the mouth. Beautiful. And now I want you to imagine that you are lying in a beautiful green meadow. All of the different colors of green on the grass. The birds are chirping. And there's lovely yellow flowers all around you. And there's a gentle breeze that comes through. You can feel the little yellow flowers brushing up against your skin. And you just feel this beautiful sunshine energy warming your whole body up and really relaxing. Really supporting the other person. And just let your body completely relax. Releasing all of the weight into this beautiful meadow. And then nice and slowly coming back into the here and now. And keeping your eyes closed a little bit longer to preserve that beautiful prana, that beautiful life force energy that you've just created in your body. Just slowly begin to sway your head right and left. Then wiggle your fingers and your toes. And stretch out all that your body is asking you for. Maybe you'd like to hug your knees into your chest. Maybe you'd like to slowly rock side to side. And just letting yourself fall over to whichever side is most comfortable for you right now. Take another nice big deep breath there. And then slowly take your time to come back into a seated position to close our session. So finding your comfortable seated position and keeping your spine nice and tall. We're now going to tune out, so to seal this beautiful energy that we've just created in our bodies and in our minds. And we will tune out by singing Aum, the sound of the universe, 3 times. We're going to sing the Maha Mantra, which is known as a mantra for protection. So before we go back into our busy lives, we're just gonna seal that beautiful, calm, protective energy. And then we'll sing Shanti 3 times, Om Shanti. Shanti means peace, so just again, finding that tha, that lunar side of our hatha class. So bringing your hands together in Pranama Mudra with your thumbs against the sternum. If you need to read the Maha Mantra, I have written it on the board behind me in case you need to read it along. And exhale completely. Inhale. Triambakam yajamahe sugandhim pushtivardhanam urva urkamina bandhanam mritriyor mukshamamritat. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. And bowing down in honor of yourself, giving yourself a thankful thought for having completed your first Hatha class. Hari Om Tat Sat. Thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed. Thank you.